Oh, hello everyone, Angel Ram back again. Second channel Ram here, back again. For a brand new video slash episode of Month of EVO. Now in today's episode, where we talk about a different fighting game every day till 2024 EVO. This intro's already off, but we'll be talking about the fighting game that came out after Street Fighter 4, is canonically before Street Fighter 3, but when it came out was worse than Street Fighter 1. We're talking about, in today's video, Street Fighter 5. So, in this series so far, we've talked about two banger versions of Street Fighter, the latest Street Fighter 6, and a really good version of Street Fighter 2, Ultra Street Fighter 2. Now we're talking about probably one of the worst Street Fighters that came out. Start with, sorry. Street Fighter 5. So, let's talk about it. First off, maybe wondering, why is Street Fighter 5 was so bad? Well, at least to start with. And I feel like it's for a couple different reasons. So let me just give some pros and some gameplay stuff before I get to lore. So, gameplay stuff. Street Fighter 5. We have the usual stuff from all Street Fighter games with the regular command inputs, regular buttons. You have a meter to do EXs or your, in this game, critical art. This is the first game to introduce critical arts. And yeah, so there's nothing new there. We have a new mechanic as a whole called a V trigger. I vaguely know what it does, but basically there's a small meter for which you can use V trigger. V trigger does multiple things. It can use it as an escape to dash away, from what I've seen. It can be used to like a buff, kind of like max mode in KOF. It is also two additional moves, so like it's kind of like a super meter. So, for example, if you get Ryu probably has well, okay, this is a little hard to explain, but the V trigger is basically you choose one of two different moves, and it's kind of like a super. It's literally a super. So yeah, and some are installs and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a mini super meter, but you get to choose which supers. Kind of like Street Fighter 4 Ultra. There's two different ultras you can choose from, except there's supers. So there's one meter for supers basically, and one meter for critical art and EX meter. So the V trigger is a little confusing to me. A little bit. I played a Street Fighter 5. It's still a bit kind of weird because I started playing Street Fighter 5 not that long before Street Fighter 6 came out. So immediately I overshadowed when Street Fighter 6 came out, and I kind of dropped Street Fighter 5. I actually had it a long time before Street Fighter 6 came out, but my PC never ran it good. So when I eventually upgraded my PC, I ran Street Fighter 5 and played a lot of it. And yeah, I even did a whole series on the story mode in that in the main chat, so I won't watch that. But yeah, V trigger is a whole new thing. So from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5, they got rid of focus attack, which was bad. Which could have gone well in this game. They also got rid of 4 bars, and this one was only 3 bars of EX. And there's also no double ultra. You can't choose ultra. Instead, there's V trigger. So that's probably, as I'm talking about this name cons, that's probably the reason why Street Fighter 5 flopped. So a lot of huge downgrades in mechanics wise. There's only the V trigger is the main highlight, and V trigger was like it kind of like they thought it was gonna be really good, but it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it's just me who can't use V-Trigger very good, but yeah. So there's that. Now, besides mechanics, another thing that I feel like made Street Fighter V fall off was its maybe visual. So, Street Fighter V, first off, playing now, it looks pretty good, but like when it was sort of finished, a lot of things look different. There's some parts of Street Fighter V that look really, really good. So like some characters, the glow-ups are really good. So like some examples. Sakura, she's older in this game, appearance-wise, and her design looks really good. Like she really grew up from the Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5. Another character like Chun-Li, maybe, she looks pretty good in this game. Dan looked cool. Who else? Because the thing is, a lot of Street Fighter V's cast is very new. So like, you have a lot of new characters that came to Street Fighter V, and everybody else who mostly came from Street Fighter Alpha and Street Fighter 3, from what I've caught on. Also, so I feel like Sagat looks pretty good, pretty cool. Kind of looks very older, kind of like more run down, which looks pretty cool in my opinion. Balrog kind of looks more cool. But yeah, those are some examples. But the rest of them, a lot of characters had a glow down. So let me give you some of the most prominent ones. Ken looks very weird. He looks very weird in this game. I don't think it's a glow up. I feel like he looked better in Street Fighter 4 before he came into this game. But yeah, he doesn't look great. Like, I don't like his design. My brother, his favorite fighting game character of all time is Ken, and he really doesn't like Street Fighter 5 Ken. Guile looks a bit weird too. Blanca looks like really bad. Like, just bad. Even Ryu, he kind of looks like a little different, and it's not not in a good way. Like, he just looks a bit weirder in my opinion. Also, he actually looks good, better. But Akuma, and he's another prime example of bad glow up. Like, Akuma looks like a flower. Like, he just looks bad. He looks like a lion. He doesn't look very good in this game. He had a cute glow. He looked amazing in Street Fighter 4. He looks really good in Street Fighter 6. He looks bad in this game. Let's be honest. He does not look good. Yeah, there's a lot of weird character designs that I feel like were good as before in the previous games, and they kind of look worse. Seth, he has a whole new role. I don't have him in the game, so I want to learn his lore. But he's switched genders, so that's completely new. So yeah, some characters. Bison looks the same. Dan looks the same. Poison sort of looks the same. She has a haircut which kind of looks better for her. Let's see who else is in this game. This game has a one of the perks is that it has a really good roster. It has a lot of OG and classic characters that are usually in Street Fighter games. Characters that have not appeared for a while. None that were not in Street Fighter 4. And then there's a lot of new characters. There's so many new characters. And there's a few collab characters that not like third-party characters, but like games from other Capcom games. So like Poison's from Final Fight, because she's in the Hero back. She's in Street Fighter 4 as well. Akira's from Rival School, I think, and she's in this game. Zuko, which is Guy's master, and Guy's also from Final Fight. Cody's in this game. Cody, he looks good as a glove. Like he didn't have a bad one, but he has a whole new vibe to him almost. So that's another glow up. But yeah, like it's kind of back to the main point. A lot of characters didn't look good in this game, and some look good, some look bad. The bads might have outruled the good, but yeah, that's another thing. But like I said, some design features, like, it might have brought this game down a lot. and some games some parts of it again look really good. Some characters look really good. A lot of very cool stages, but some other things just look very bad. Now another design thing. I feel like the UI, Street Fighter V, the UI was the first sign of the UI getting really simple and the design getting really simple. So like Street Fighter 6, the UI is like kind of very simple, and then the Street Fighter 5 was the beginning of that. So yeah, let's talk about modes, because those is probably going to be taking up a lot of time, because there's a bunch of modes. There's a huge ton. Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter 6 are very content heavy. Like there's a lot of stuff to do in this game, single player and online. So we have modes, your usual arcade mode, which arcade mode in Street Fighter 4 was better than this game, and yeah, it's just that's another con. Arcade mode did not transfer well from Street Fighter 4 to Street Fighter 5, so that's kind of a bummer. This is also the first, like, a lot of stuff you can tell from Street Fighter 6, like Street Fighter 5 set it up for. So like another thing is that the arcade modes in this game, you fight, and at the end you get a cutscene, an art, like Street Fighter 6, like it's all art cutscenes. But here, it's that, and that's what it is in Street Fighter 6. Now, another interesting thing about the arcade mode though is that there's a bunch of different types of arcade modes. So they list all the games: Street Fighter 1, 2, 3. No, Street Fighter 1, Alpha, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No 6, because this came out before 6, obviously. And if you depend on what game you choose, so if you pick Street Fighter 1, you only fight the amount of characters you fight in Street Fighter 1's arcade mode, and opponents that were only in Street Fighter 1. And you only get to play characters that are in Street Fighter 1. So let's say there's only like Ryu, Birdie, Sagat, and Zuko. I think that's like some of the most prominent characters from there. And then Street Fighter 2 has only the main 8 plus the final challengers. The new challengers, all them. Alpha has all the Alpha characters, and you fight the amount of people you fought in Alpha. And then 4 is the same thing. So that's actually very cool. And also the characters you fight have their costumes from that game. So like if you play Sakura, you fight Sakura in Street Fighter 4, she has a Street Fighter 4 costume. And Birdie, you fight him in Street Fighter 1, you fight him in a Street Fighter 1 fit. So like all that kind of like small details. Balrog, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 fit. So that's pretty cool. That's very cool. And each ending in each different game, so like there's a bunch of endings, because you can get Ryu's Street Fighter 1 ending, Street Fighter 2 ending, 3, 4, 5. So you can play arcade mode 5 different times for the same character, and get different results each time. So that's very cool. I like that about it. That's a very cool mode. It's again not very lore heavy, but I haven't played everybody's, and I don't even have everybody. So that's another thing I'll get into. Actually, might as well get into right now. So one of the main cons, another main con about this game is how to acquire characters. So in Street Fighter, let's see, 4 base, you can get characters by beating certain characters' arcade modes, and then for Akuma and Goku, you have to do certain commands in order to unlock them. And then Seth, you have to beat everybody to do that. But yeah, but Ultra, you have to buy the DLC, and then in this game, you have to unlock them with fighter coins, which are in-game currency you can do from doing certain things like combo trials and playing online and doing certain quests. There's daily quests you can do that give you coins, or weekly quests, and yeah, and they're so hard to get, because I'm pretty sure the main way the game wanted you to do is by playing online and getting these coins. But if you're like me, who played the game and is already dead, well, it's been dead almost the entire run, but it's kind of hard to do. It's very hard to get fighter coins. One character is 100,000 or 10,000, and it's very hard to get that much quickly or at all. Like it's so hard to get. I had this game for like I've been playing Street Fighter 5 for like a few months before Street Fighter 6 came out, and I only able to unlock 2 characters. There's like 40, 50 characters in this game. No, like maybe 40. That's a bit much, but there's a lot of characters. They give you some to start off with, obviously, but there's a lot to collect, and they require time and effort to get those coins. Like it's like a week worth of grinding if you want to get a character in this game. So yeah, I got Dan and Poison because they're like some of my favorite Street Fighter characters. And yeah, it took me a long time to get Dan because I got Poison first, and all getting their coins for the first character wasn't so hard. But getting Dan was a bit longer, and I haven't even got my third character because it takes so long. And then Street Fighter 6 came out, so I just didn't play at all. But yeah, I'd rather buy the characters or just have complicated ways of like beating arcade modes or something like that. Like this Street Fighter 5 tried to be different from Street Fighter 4 so bad that it was bad, in my opinion. That's like the main way to describe Street Fighter 5. It tried to be different so bad that it became bad. So yeah, there's like a lot of new things that I don't really rock with. That's the main thing that's dragging this down. That's like why the character getting is so hard. I guess it's kind of easier because you know how to get them, whereas in Street Fighter 4, you have to kind of didn't know how to do them. You eventually have to actually play different characters, and then you have to buy DLC and Ultra. But I prefer to buy them or just find do fighting to do it. I don't really like the fighter coin system, especially if you want the game to age well. It's really a bad call to get fighter coins. That's just me. Now back to more modes. Like I said in an Ultra 2 video, there's a gallery section, so you can visit. You can see music, you can see art you've collected throughout the arcade modes. You can see all that kind of stuff. So there's that. There's online, which it's not too like complicated to work with. Just get a character, choose your V triggers, and all that stuff. Like kind of very Street Fighter 6-y. Like I'm saying, a lot of stuff that was planted in Street Fighter 5 grew and blossomed in Street Fighter 6. So there's a lot of Street Fighter 6 details, or at least stuff that was carried over from Street Fighter 5 to Street Fighter 6. So the online is pretty good. I didn't find anybody today I was going to, but I ended up playing arcade mode for the video, and it took a long time, so I didn't bother. My main is Dan, but I fought a bunch of people online before when I was still relatively alive. And a lot of people play Akuma, so that's pretty cool. Despite his looks, yeah, I just don't really rock with a lot of these designs, and I can see why people don't like Street Fighter 5, maybe because of this reason. But yeah, no, I think it has been an EVO since it came out. So Street Fighter 5 is not a young game to be. I'm trying to pull up the release date. I have it on save. So Street Fighter 5 came out in December of 2016, which is a long time ago. That's ancient. I didn't know it was that old. So yeah, this game a little bit old. It's probably been an EVO since 2017. That's my guess. So yeah, that's that. I can't actually think of any pros that are making Street Fighter 5 could be better than Street Fighter 4. The gameplay, like, it feels smoother to mobility-wise than Street Fighter 4, so I'll give them that. But all the cool mechanics from Street Fighter 4 just didn't carry over, and it's bad. So yeah, there's just a lot of good things to say about Street Fighter 5. But yeah, to sum up, Street Fighter 5 had a rough start, and even up to like halfway, it had a rough start. But now, as a final product, Street Fighter 5 ain't so bad. It's not my personal favorite, But yeah, it probably has the best roster in Street Fighter history up to this point. But we'll see how Street Fighter 6 goes because of the roster so far. We're getting Terry and Mai soon, so we'll see how that is. Overall, Street Fighter 6 is mid. Um, but yeah, that's just me. It has a lot of cons that I don't really rock with. I prefer Street Fighter 6 and Street Fighter 4 over Street Fighter 5. That's just me again. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's month of EVO episode. If you enjoyed or agreed, like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 10. Already in the double digits. So yeah, goodbye.